everybody? Welcome to a brand new edition of the Chris Stevens Writes YouTube show. I'm, of course, Chris Stevens, a writer who writes, who talks about sports, who talks about music, who talks about culture, who talks about society. And I do it all right here in the comfort of my YouTube channel. So I want to thank you all for coming back. Greatly appreciate y'all's views, your comments, your likes. And if you haven't done so yet, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button on any video that you like, and please comment, because all of that stuff, the algorithm does the algorithm. I mean, it gets people coming to the channel. And I would like people to come to this channel and make this channel successful. So you can help out by subscribing, liking, excuse me, and commenting, so everybody can see that, hey, there's a new channel that I could get into. And today's episode of the Chris Stevens Writes YouTube show centers around the greatest event of the spring, for me anyway. And that, of course, is WrestleMania. This is WrestleMania 40. Right up the road from me at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I didn't get the opportunity to score tickets because life has just kicked my butt. Like, I'm literally going to have to an update on the car situation. Got to get rid of it. I just don't have the money for a transmission right now, so I'm going to junk it, start from scratch, and just start scratching and clawing my way to picking up something else. And everyone's like, wow, you really worked hard on that campaign. Yeah, I did, but still had bills to pay outside of the car. So, and yes, I work. I work for HBCU Sports, but again, journalism doesn't pay as much as people think it does or should. And that's not a knock on my boss at all. Like, I've really enjoyed what I'm doing, but it's enough to keep the lights on, a roof over my head, and food in my fridge. And that's about it. So I'm going to have to really start to, figure out a way to just start all over again. As much as I hate to do it, that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, because the car can't sit out front forever, because I believe local people in the neighborhood, probably some haters or whoever, I don't know, really don't care at this point, have called my car in as being abandoned or something. And then, because I've gotten 2 tickets in the last 3 weeks about it. So if I can't move the car, I can't move the car. What do people want me to do? So instead of just, trying to keep saving for $3,000 for a transmission, I'm going to try to pivot and just get rid of that, put that money up that I get, whatever I get from selling this car, and just, building on that. I'll keep the GoFundMe open. If you want to donate, my CashApp will also be in the description below. All that stuff will be down there, so you can check it out. Donate if you feel the need, share if you want to. And hopefully I can get back on the road in time for summer, because there's still work to be done, on site from a journalism perspective, and I want to be able to do it. So hopefully I can get something at least to get me around town until I can do a little better and get something that's a little stronger for the longer haul. But I just need to get something under me that runs for the moment. So that's where we are with the car situation. I thank everybody that's donated. I thank everybody that shared the campaign, but the transmission is just turning out to, I'm securing the transmission, just turned out to be more trouble than it is actually worth. So I'm just going to go ahead and junk it and start from scratch. I've done it before. I can do it again. It's very frustrating at this stage of the game, but life is life. And, you miss out on things. And I'm going to miss out on WrestleMania, literally right up I-95 because of this car situation. But, if it's meant to be, I'll be at a WrestleMania one day, or any other event that I've missed. What's for me is for me, and it won't miss me. So that's pretty much how I feel at this point. So yes, WrestleMania 40, before I got off on that little spiel, is in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This particular actually it's all weekend, because there's NXT Stand and Deliver, there's WrestleMania Night 1 and WrestleMania Night 2. Gotta say, that's the smartest thing WWE did post-pandemic, is number one, put just about every pay-per-view on a Saturday. Because Sunday night pay-per-views, they were cool, yeah, but at the same time, it's like, damn, people got to get up for work in the morning. That's something the NFL has not figured out yet about the Super Bowl. Nobody's really trying to, travel, drag themselves into work on a Sunday after a game that didn't end until about 10:30 on a Sunday night, and go in on a Monday morning and be, everything that their job requires them to be. So WWE's got it figured out for that perspective, but WrestleMania is just not big, and is bigger. It's just bigger than one night. So Sunday night, night 2, just got to deal with it. But yeah, it's going to be a very interesting card. Night 1, I hate using this phone, because my phone always goes dark after like 15, 20 seconds. So I really need to talk fast, but I can't talk fast because I don't want you guys to miss what I'm saying. So, night one, of course, it's going to start off with the tag team match that no one saw coming. That is Cody Rhodes and the World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins versus Roman Reigns, the WWE Universal Champion, and his cousin, his big cuz, The Rock. We thought we'd never see The Rock in the WWE ring again. But this dude has come back as the final boss and has made it very difficult for Cody to finish the story. And he's dragged Seth Rollins into this, who, of course, used to be running mates with Roman Reigns in The Shield. So this Bloodline angle is going to go down as probably the greatest storyline in the history of professional wrestling. And there have been some great ones. I mean, there's been the NWO. There's been, this whole Austin versus McMahon thing. The Greater Powers angle, it's 25 years old this year. And we can't even properly celebrate it because Vince McMahon has been exposed finally and for good as a sexual deviant and predator and will never see the light of day again. Vince is sitting in his house right now like Charles Foster Kane and just waiting for the Rosebud moment to come. That's pretty much where we are at this point with Vince McMahon. Like, I don't think we'll see Vince McMahon on television or in public again. I just don't see it. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I just don't see it. But yes, so the Bloodline angle started, of course, with Roman coming back during the panty attack. God rest his soul, Bray Wyatt. Oh my God, man, that dude. He's missed. Bray is missed. But yeah, Roman attacked Bray. He had this whole new attitude, this whole new persona. Like, everything about Roman had changed, because he couldn't compete during COVID because he had a weakened he was immunocompromised because of his previous bouts with leukemia, and he's been in remission for quite some time. God bless him, and we hope he stays in remission. Cancer is no joke, man. Any type of cancer, man, you just always got to worry about it. Even if you beat it, you got to worry about it coming back again, twice, 3 times, whatever. Like, some people have that, the heart and the will to keep fighting. But man, cancer is a bitch. It is. It's the one. I mean, between cancer and AIDS, those are the 2 things that I really hope that there's a cure for in my lifetime. I mean, we're close. We're very close, despite the fact that so many people. I mean, but we're going to take steps backwards because people have already stopped vaccinating their kids, and now we have, like mumps and measles and tuberculosis coming back because people have bought into this thing that, vaccinations are a tool of the devil, or there's something sneaky or secret in the damn vaccinations. And it's just like, I feel sorry for people in the medical field because people who are not in the medical field are just dumb as fuck. And that's the bottom line. The bottom line. Heard he might make an appearance this weekend. Of course, we're talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin. But yeah, Roman came back, started manipulating Jay because Jimmy was out with a knee injury. And that was the start of the Bloodline. And then, of course, over the time, Jimmy came back. Younger cousin Solo Sikoa joined the mix. Sami Zayn was a part of the Bloodline for a minute. And it just turned into this humongous situation of WWE, of wrestling royalty meeting Succession, meeting The Godfather, meeting Goodfellas. And it's no surprise that Paul Heyman is the mastermind behind all of this. And of course, he's going into the WWE Hall of Fame this weekend. Shout out to Paul, a legend beyond any measure. So, yeah, I don't think that match is going to last very long because Dwayne has not wrestled in a decade. Like, he's been gasping for air every time he's had to do something physical. Even when he beat the hell out of Cody the previous week in Chicago and smeared his blood on one of those weight belts. Like, he was gassed in. Like, I just don't see that this match is going to be a catch as can, as the great Jim Ross would say, type of match. So, I mean, there's going to be some hard hitting. I mean, everybody's going to get their moves set off. There's going to be some drama. And then, of course, Seth and Cody have to win that. So Cody can advance to face Roman Reigns on night 2 in the main event. So it's literally like a tournament situation here. Like, if you've ever been in like one of those tournaments, like people, like kids that play travel ball, whether it's basketball, soccer, baseball, lacrosse, what have you. You play a game one day, you play a game the next if you win. It's really that simple. So that's what Cody's looking at. Also on night one, this will probably. I don't think Rock Roman and Cody Seth is going to main event night one because of course those four gentlemen are going to need to get their systems recalibrated for night two, which is going to be the night that everybody really cares about. So feels like the main event will probably be the Women's World Championship match, which of course is Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch, and that has been an interesting build up because Rhea has gotten very personal with Becky. Talking about her daughter, who of course Becky is married to Seth Rollins. They have a daughter together, and yeah, Rhea has crossed the line in some respects, and Becky's never played that. I mean, like, this was a woman that took a potato from Nia Jax, like smeared her nose clear across her face, and just turned it into being the man, which is got to be, I mean, outside of the Yes movement, outside of Kofi Mania, outside of Stone Cold Steve Austin, grabbing his own, taking the bull by the own horns, to use the Texas term, Becky turning herself into the man is one of the greatest getting myself over things in the history of wrestling. I mean, Becky was already great. I mean, but she took it to another level when she became the man. I mean, because, and it was an accident. I mean, granted, and we need to talk about this. Nia Jax, since she's come back, has gotten a lot safer. Like, people are still mad because she potatoed Becky. She split Kairi Sane's skull open. And of course, Kairi Sane is back in WWE now. It's part of Damage Control. We'll talk about that in a minute. And Becky took a legit broken nose with blood on her face and turned it into being the man. And that's one of the greatest ways to get yourself over that I've seen a wrestler do in recent memory. So Becky deserves a ton of credit for that. Will she beat Rhea though? I don't know if she should. And I think Becky as champion is quite all right. But Rhea, mommy, that Australian is dominant, buddy. Like, she's whooped every available ass on Raw. Make no mistakes about it. So, I mean, I think what bothers me about this buildup is that no one saw that we are begging, like hungry, thirsty for Rhea versus Bianca Belair to main event probably night one of WrestleMania. Like, the streets are begging for it, and we're not going to get it, at least not in the short term. So, what else is on night one? We've got brother versus brother, Jimmy Uso versus Jey Uso, and this one felt kind of rushed. Like, this is something they could have used a little more time to build on. I mean, yeah, we all know that they were part of the bloodline. They left the bloodline. One person left because they were tired of being used. Another person is back in the bloodline because they feel like their best chance of survival rests with clinging to Roman. Of course, that's Jimmy. Jay has done his own thing. I mean, he's even got his own, version of the Day One Ish song. It's just me, Oos. And one of the greatest accomplishments in wrestling history in recent memory is Jay getting white people to be on beat. Like, it's absolutely tremendous how he does it like a dance instructor. He's like, watch me now. Yeah, there you go. It's just been like the craziest thing to watch Jay get these the majority white audience on beat. Very impressive feat by Jey Uso. So I feel like I think if Cody loses, and I mean the wrestling world would absolutely shit itself if Cody loses again. But if Cody loses again and Roman retains this belt, Jay is right there. Jay is right there. Make no mistake about it. It is the easiest way to finally bring an end to the bloodline. You still kind of keep it in the family, but the family is just like going in separate ways because Hollywood's calling Roman. Just look at the guy. He's 6'3", 245, 250 pounds. He's got the beard. He's got the looks. He even did himself a favor and got himself, he did the Cardi B. He went and got a bag and fixed his teeth. I hope you hoes know it ain't cheap. Like, Roman, like, that's a handsome man. And you can see women and, non-binary people and men thirsting over Roman Reigns on the social media platforms on a daily basis. That's not going to stop once he stops wrestling because he's going to go to Hollywood. He's going to follow his to Hollywood. He doesn't need to get hooked up with Vin Diesel and Tyrese and that Fast and Furious bullshit. But Roman will still find a way in Hollywood, trust me. Like, he's too handsome and charismatic not to. So, I mean, but if Roman does defeat Cody, Jay is right there. That's how you end the bloodline. If you don't have the story finished. But I think the story does get finished. That's my opinion. I do think the story does get finished and that Roman does, go away for a little while. Or depending on how it goes, because, I mean, there's still the outside chance that Dwayne could humble and humiliate his younger cousin, and then they square off somewhere down the line, possibly at SummerSlam or what have you. So that's always an option. Night 1 also features Gunther versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental belt. Why they didn't put Chad Gable in the damn match and make it a triple threat is a mystery to me. Maybe that still happens. This is Thursday. We still got SmackDown tomorrow night. We still got the first couple minutes of Saturday. Maybe Gable forces his way into a triple threat then. I don't know. But it would be interesting. 6-pack ladder match for the Undisputed Tag Team belts. You got Judgment Day being represented by Big Dane Priest and Finn Balor versus Awesome Truth, Miz and R-Truth. If you haven't had a chance, and go to Anscape.com. Martinzi Johnson wrote a great piece about R-Truth. R-Truth, to me, is like the Satchel Paige of WWE. He's 52 years old. He's by far the oldest active wrestler on the roster. Like, I think only person that's close in age to him is, I want to say, is it Miz? Because I think Miz is only a few months older than me. So, yeah, and I think Miz is the second oldest guy on the roster, but Truth is, he's got a decade on the Miz. Truth is 52 years old. And Martinzi Johnson wrote a great piece about Truth coming back from his hamstring, his quad tear, which of course led to infection issues, which almost cost him his leg. So having Truth back in the ring at all is a miracle. But Truth being as over and as on and popping as he is at this stage in game is impressive. That's why I say he's like the Satchel Paige of WWE, because Satchel Paige once pitched a scoreless inning of Major League Baseball at 59 years old. That was his birth certificate anyway, because his birth certificate alleged that he was born in 1906. Some say he was born in 1904. But when he pitched for the Kansas City Athletics in 1965, he pitched a scoreless inning at 59 or 60 years old. So that's why I'm comparing Truth to Satch, because Truth right now, no, he's not going to win any individual titles. He's not going to be the face of WWE. But you still need good people to entertain and keep the locker room, going. And Truth right now is that guy. His life story, like, I would be very much invested in a Ron Killings biography of sorts, whether it's on the screen, whether it's in a book. I absolutely would check it out, because Truth has an amazing story. Like, this dude did time for selling drugs. He's rapped. He's done records. Like, there's like this ain't no AI shit. There's literally a picture of a young R-Truth with Tupac in the studio. Like, again, he's just been everywhere and at once, man. It's just like a very, it's wonderful. And I hope Truth understands that he is very much loved and adored by the WWE universe, and that he is deserving of every flower that he smells at this point, because of the truth. No pun intended. Okay, so who else is in that match? DIY, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods. God, I hope we get Big E coming back at WrestleMania. Big E coming back at WrestleMania will blow the roof off the joint. It would. And the New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, and A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. I don't know who wins that match. I don't think the Judgment Day retain, though, because I think the Judgment Day is going to splinter off at some point. I don't think the Judgment Day retains. But if you had to make me pick, I'm probably going to go with the Awesome Truth, because, Truth and Miz, Miz just finds a way to get over, because Miz has just been like, another one of those guys that has just hung around the longest, done the most work, been up on the highest of highs, lowest lows, and the in-betweens, and just been great everywhere. So I think the Awesome Truth pulls it off. The triple threat, not the triple threat, the 6-woman tag. Oh my God, the 6-woman tag. Boy. It is Ebony Eyes versus Damage Control. That's what I'm calling Bianca Belair, the newly returned Naomi, and the debuting. Yes, she's finally going to get in the ring. and whoop somebody's ass. And that is the woman, the ethereal goddess that is Jade Cargill. Yes, that was a horrible Heavenly Choir rendition, but you get the picture. Jade Cargill. You know the saying, God is a woman? Look at Jade Cargill. There you go. Like, just, I don't know how anybody, I mean, it doesn't matter what your sexual preference is. It doesn't matter what your gender is. I don't know how anybody can look at Jade Cargill and not just think that this woman literally was created by the heavens themselves. Like, it's just, damn. Like, I mean, you see, people be fine out here. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there are some attractive people in the world, but Jade Cargill just makes you just, damn. Like, how? How is she that freaking gorgeous? Oh my God. Brandon Phillips is the luckiest dude on the planet. And he played Major League Baseball for 15 years. I mean, so he was a millionaire several times over. But his greatest achievement is that he gets to come home to Jade Cargill. It don't get no better than that. Like, yeah, the brothers won Gold Gloves. He's been in the Major League postseason. I mean, he's probably thought of as one of the best second basemen of his generation. None of that matters. You know why? Because he's married to Jade Cargill. That is an accomplishment. That is an accomplishment that I heartily salute Brandon Phillips for. And anyway, I hated Brandon Phillips because he used to kick the Phillies' ass all the time. Oh my God, he was a nuisance when he played. I mean, he used to come to Citizens Bank Park and just do damage. I don't know. It's just, I mean, we all got players that against our favorite teams that we hate to see coming because you know they're gonna do some work. Brandon Phillips used to give the Phillies pitching fits every single time. Didn't matter if it was Cole Hamels. Didn't matter if it was Roy Halladay, God bless the dead. Didn't matter if it was Roy Oswalt or Cliff Lee. Brandon Phillips used to tear the Phillies up. God, I hated that man. But now I have nothing but props for him because he's married to Jade Cargill. Okay, enough of that. As far as Jade in the ring goes, I hope people don't get their expectations up. Yes, she's been training with Natalya. And Natalya, if WWE doesn't pull her off the road and make her a full-time trainer, they are wow. I mean, Natty can still wrestle, but she's made Jade look good. She's getting B-Fab right. All these young women wrestlers that WWE has that can literally make them a bag, Natty has whipped them into shape. And Natalya deserves a ton of props for getting these young women wrestlers up to speed on the game. So, I mean, I would hope that Natalya has a higher place in the company at some point. Because, I mean, she's a descendant of the dungeon, the Hart family dungeon. I mean, her father, God bless his soul, the reason that I have this goatee the way I have it is Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Her uncle is Bret, the Hitman Hart. Another one of her uncles, the late, great Owen Hart. Like, she grew up in Calgary in that damn dungeon. You know, where Stu, Helen probably didn't, wrestle nobody, but Stu, Bret, Owen, Bruce, Davey Boy Smith, Jim, they was down there giving them wrestlers fits in that damn dungeon. Natty is a descendant of the dungeon. Her husband, Tyson Kidd, also was part of the dungeon. So, I mean, let Natty cook. Let her get these women wrestlers right. Give her, free reign of the Performance Center for the women. I don't know how it worked for the men, but give her free reign of the women's side of the Performance Center, and WWE is going to have so many great talents coming through in the next few years. Very much looking forward to that. But yeah, Jade, Naomi, and Bianca. It is Black Girl Magic. It is Black Excellence. It is, damn, these Black women are fine and they beating the hell out of Damage Control. Because that's probably what's going to happen. Damage Control is great. You've got Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors, the current tag team champions. I probably expect Bianca and Jade to take those belts off of them. Then you've got the returning Dakota Kai, who was very, very good as a character and, fully healed from her knee injury. That's going to be a fun match. I just hope people don't get their hopes up about, Jade just coming in and being like Superwoman. Like, she's got to, this is our first she's wrestled before. It's Tony Khan's biggest fumble, in my opinion. Not CM Punk, because we knew CM Punk was going to chase the bag at some point, but not building that women's division and that entire company around Jade Cargill is going to be Tony Khan's biggest mistake. I guarantee it. Also on night one, I think is that it for night one? Got to keep going back to this damn phone. No, one more match. Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee, the newly minted LWO Dragon Lee, versus Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom, Dominic Mysterio. This is the second straight WrestleMania we've had the father-son beef with Rey and Dominic, and it doesn't get old because people love to see Dominic get what's coming to him, which is why that punch that Becky Lynch laid on him a couple weeks ago is still one of WWE's most viewed social media clips because Becky literally put one right on his jaw. So Dom getting his in Philadelphia is going to be great. And that does it for night one. So night two, of course, that's going to be the big night because you've got the women's championship match, the WWE Women's Championship match. You've got Io Sky versus Bayley. And of course, Bayley, started Damage Control. Damage Control kicked her to the curb. And she is back, she hasn't gone back to the hug life yet. I mean, I would like to see her go back to that persona a little bit, but at this point, she really doesn't need it because, even with the role model music and all of that, she still is very convincing as a face because, it took me a long time to buy Bayley as a heel. I'm not going to lie to you. And a lot of that had to do with Mercedes Justine Kessler-Vornado. Of course, now is in AEW as Mercedes Moné, and God bless her for trying to, rescue that sinking ship of a women's division. But yeah, Bayley teaming up with Sasha Banks at the time, of course, Mercedes Moné now, really helped me buy into Bayley being a heel. But I feel like Bayley's one of those people that, she's got to be a face from this point forward. You can make a case that she could turn heel again whenever she feels like it, but I don't think it's necessary. I think Bayley's just too likable. That's just how it is. Some people are just like better off as faces. Like we just talked about this on Twitter today when Bianca Belair was on the pivot and Montez Ford were on the pivot with Ryan Clark. And Bianca was like, they went out there, they beat up, they did all the heel stuff and the fans were still going, yay. Like, you're not going to turn Montez Ford heel. You can't do it. This is a dude who did the Prince walk up on Dominic on Raw one night. You're not going to turn a guy like Montez Ford heel. It's just not going to happen. So some people are just better off as heels. Some people are better off as faces. Like I buy Alexa Bliss as a heel if she ever comes back. I know she just had a baby. She may come back. She may not. But if Alexa Bliss comes back, she should be a heel. Bianca, love her to death. She could go either way. But I just feel like she's just too over right now. Girls of all ages. In all races, not just black. Of course, Bianca's going to inspire black girls. We've got white girls, Latina girls, Asian girls, indigenous girls getting the Bianca braid now. Could she be the female John Cena? Possibly. Is that a bad thing? Hell no. John Cena, literally, whenever you hear that, people go nuts. People tried to, say, John Cena sucks and we've seen enough, but whenever that music hits, man, people just go nuts. So, yeah. Bianca Belair, could she be the female John Cena? Absolutely. And is that a bad thing? Absolutely not. Wow, shouts out to my chat going off while I'm recording a show here. I legitimately thought that, I had logged out of work for the day, but I did not. So, yeah, that's just one of them things, man. But, yeah, also on night two, if you had to make me pick a winner, though, of course, Bayley's winning that. Bayley's absolutely beating the heel for that, though. Oh, yeah, we've got the speaking of the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins and the homie Bobby Lashley, they faced the Final Testament, which, of course, is Karrion Kross and Authors of Pain, Akam and Razor, and they will be led to the ring by Precious Paul Ellering. Damn, man. You know how long I've been watching wrestling? Paul Ellering's Legion of Doom was the Road Warriors, and it was just the Road Warriors then. I don't think Jake the Snake Roberts was still part of that when I started watching wrestling. I don't think I can't remember. But okay, I really had to check that real quick for work. But yeah, I just don't see it. I just don't see a reason to turn the Street Profits heel. And Lashley is just too popular to be a heel. They tried to make that faction, whatever you want to call them, a heel team, but it's not going to work, especially now that B-Fab is in this, because B-Fab is another one of the people that just gets your attention. once she starts wrestling, I feel like B-Fab is going to be an underrated performer that gets better and better with time. She's already, got an advantage over Scarlett, who, Scarlett is hot, but Scarlett's not a wrestler. B-Fab is athletic. B-Fab can go. So, can go, like, get busy, not like go away. Like, really get it going. But yeah, also, L.A. Knight. Yeah. He faces AJ Styles in what is going to be a very violent, personal match. They might as well have made that a no-holds-barred, John, man, to be quite honest with you. So, there's really no point in just not letting AJ and LA beat the hell out of each other all over Lincoln Financial Field. But, yeah, I feel like AJ is one of those guys that's going to, put a guy over. LA is already over. You just heard me with a great yeah. I can say that was a pretty damn good yeah that I did. Let me try it again. Yeah. Damn. My throat. One more time. Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. So, yeah, LA Knight is very much over. I feel like he wins that match, and he's probably going to – if Randy Orton and Kevin Owens don't beat Logan Paul for the U.S. belt, then LA Knight is definitely chasing Logan Paul for the U.S. belt and is going to get it at SummerSlam, I feel like. So, also, the two main events of the night, should Seth and Cody win? Seth Rollins faces Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship. Drew McIntyre is on a generational run of hate. There's no mistake about it. A generational run of hate. Like, this man, after CM Punk tore his tricep at the Royal Rumble, he literally came out the Raw after Royal Rumble and said, I prayed for this. And it happened. Like, Drew McIntyre on social media has just been a menace. Drew McIntyre on Raw has been a menace. And I think with Seth having back problems and probably going to want to take some time off, to heal up and, spend time with his family, Drew's probably going to win. Because it wouldn't make sense for Drew not to win. Unless he didn't sign a new contract. Nobody really knows for sure whether Drew signed a contract extension with WWE or not. I feel like if Drew didn't sign an extension, we're going to know because Seth is going to win, and then we'll probably never see Drew McIntyre again. Well, at least not for another 3 or 4 years. Something along those lines. But yeah. Also, I just feel like Drew McIntyre wins that one. Last but certainly not least, once again, if Cody and Seth beat The Rock and Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes will have his final chance to finish the story, to close out night 2 in the WrestleMania weekend when he faces the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, the artist formerly known as the Big Dog, Roman Reigns, for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. I can't see Cody losing again because the wrestling community would, again, like I said, the wrestling community would absolutely shit bricks if Cody Rhodes lost again. It just doesn't seem plausible for all this buildup for him to come up short once again. Like, he's the American Nightmare. This WrestleMania is happening in what is considered to be America's birthplace, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yeah, Hollywood last year in LA, it would have been nice for him to finish the story in a storybook city, but no, it feels like this is, the perfect time. It's Philadelphia. It's the city of brotherly love. His father, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, is one of the most popular wrestlers to ever come through this lifetime. And Roman, once again, he's probably going to want to take some time off because this bloodline thing is going on again for 3 solid years. 3.5 years, actually. So feels like, Roman's probably, even if he doesn't win, he's still probably going to fulfill the obligation. Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if Dwayne turned on him and him and Dwayne square off for NY family supremacy at SummerSlam. But yeah, Cody wins, finishes his story, and then starts a new story, which I think probably starts with Gunther, honestly. I feel like Gunther would be like a worthy opponent for Cody to, start his defense with. I could be wrong. It could be somebody else. If Roman could, try to hook or crook and anything else to get the belt back. Or The Rock could play the final boss card and try to get the belt back. Not for, the family, but for himself. So it's going to be an interesting 2 nights of sports entertainment, and we're very much looking forward to being sports entertained by these 2 nights of sports entertainment. So I don't know. That's why I didn't do predictions, because I don't know what's going to happen. Triple H, since he has taken over the book, has authored some damn good shit. He has. And he deserves a ton of credit for it. And I hope that, this is the 40th WrestleMania. This is Vince McMahon's baby. I get it. But you can't let him come back, weasel his way into the back and start changing shit at the last minute like he's known to do. I mean, he can anyway. I mean, because the dude is facing a sex trafficking lawsuit. You know, he just, I mean, yeah, just let Triple H do his thing. Very much looking forward to that. Looking forward to Stand and Deliver, mostly for Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams. WWE Hall of Fame is going to be Leah Maivia, The Rock's grandmother, Paul Heyman. Damn, I forgot who else is going. But yeah, Paul Heyman is going to be the star because Paul Heyman redefined wrestling in the 21st century, at the end of the 20th century, in the beginning of the 21st century, in Philadelphia with Extreme Championship Wrestling. So what better place? Paul Heyman's going to be the star. That speech is, I don't know if that speech is going to make me cry, laugh, but people are going to be very much entertained by what Paul Heyman has to say during the WWE Hall of Fame thing. They got to let Paul close it. Paul absolutely has to close it. Make no mistake about it. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for watching this edition of the Chris Stevens Writes YouTube show. Greatly appreciate your time as always. Once again, contact information, all the links to my work will be in the description below. Also, the GoFundMe and the Cash App if you want to help me get back on the road at some point. You're more than welcome to do so. So thank y'all for watching. Till the next time we speak, y'all be good or be good at it.